Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War? Yes, that'll do. That sounds about right. Gladius. If you Google Warhammer Gladius, you'll find it. This is a personal favourite of mine. We've taken a run at this a couple of times on the channel. I really enjoy it. It is a junk food, hex-based Civ-style game that leans heavily into the combat as opposed to the economy, so it's about churning out units at a rapid rate and fighting, which at first blush sounds dumb, because the worst thing about the Civ games is, generally speaking, the combat, but this manages to nail it, and nail it very, very well. I would say it's a bit more casual, for sure, than most strategy games, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's not Bebby mode, it's just not super duper hardcore. And I have had an absolute pleasure playing this game the times that I have. Anyway, they have a DLC called the Assault Pack that's just come out recently. I've got a pretty good relationship with Slytherin, so they were good enough to set me up. They're the publisher of this. And I rounded out my DLC as well because I don't have the Tyranids, funnily enough, which is the faction that I live for. When I played the tabletop back in the day, I played in tournaments as Tyranids and that, so I'm a big Tyranid boy, so that's who we're going to play as today. But I will just rattle off really quickly what's been added in the Assault Pack. It essentially adds one unit to each faction. We've got the Astra Militarum, or Imperial Guard, but apparently we're not allowed to call them that anymore, with a Chimera, which would be interesting. That's sort of one of their base troops, base troop transport sort of things. The Tyranids get a Scythed Hierodule. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds cool. The Tau have a Tidewell gun rig. Orcs get a Warbiker. Necrons get flayed ones. Chaos Space Marines get a Chaos Land Raider. And the Space Marines get the Razorback. So, it's probably not a super essential DLC, but if you're already a big fan, it rounds it out a bit better. So we're going to go in, and I'm going to go... We were trying out the Tau last time we played, I remember that. But we're going to play the big Tyranids, finally. And then we'll put random, just default settings, that's fine. And off we go. This should be really interesting. I don't know how to play them in this game. Each team seems distinctly different. Is this just the generic intro for the game? I can't remember.
Its isolation.
Yeah, I think it might be. That's alright, we'll just get into it. Oh, look at them. When I look at these little dudes, that chitin, or chitin, whatever you want to call it, that they've got is almost identical to the scheme that I've painted them with. That's crazy. The sort of blue, those brush strokes are the same as well. That's so cool. That's like the literal same paint job that I did, except I'm had like purple skin for mine, not white. Okay, cool. So, do we get to make a base or something? Malanthrope. Do I not get bases in this? Because I haven't played as these guys before. Okay, well, hang on, let's just get in, let's get amongst... Oh, hang on, maybe you can turn into a base. Consume tile. Oh, we consume? This will be interesting. Found a city. Yeah, let's do that. Select target. Oh. Yeah, I guess. Jeez, is that all razor wire? Or forests? I can't tell. Jeez. Oh, now that's more like it. Alright, cool. So we've got those buildings there. I think that's saying I've got a free spot. Acquire tile. No. Reclamation pool. What's this do? Generates biomass. No. So you can make generators. I'm not interested in that. I want this. I want a brood nest that produces infantry. Yes. And then we'll put it there. Cool. Alright. So that's building away. Order units. We want to capture that point. Order units. The interface is just quite straightforward. We want to capture these little grey points. Now this planet, I believe the planet's name is Gladius, is full of all sorts of horrible native wildlife that you got to deal with as well. It's actually really quite cool and clever. Gargoyles, oh man. No, we, let's not mess around. Let's get Hormagaunts going. Geez, it's been a long time. I've been out of the game for so long. It feels good to have Tyranids again. I was one of those mongrels that would, if you know anything about Warhammer on the tabletop, I'd run double Flyrant with Devourers. So good, man. Basically, it'd fire like 36 shots. You're just burning around with these giant dragon things. Oh, so good. Astra Militarum. And a Flyrant's a flying hive tyrant, which is like one of the biggest things in the game. What do we got here? Oh, it wants me to research specific things for a reward. Okay, that's cool. Why am I skipping unit? No, I don't want to skip unit. Jeez, this music's pretty cool. Give me a preview of that fight. Oh, are these Termagants? Or Termagants? I guess they are. So they should be able to shoot, right? Can I not? Oh, okay, whoops. I messed my turn up. That's fine. These guys are going to stab me now. Oh no, we got Overwatch. That's sweet. Oh, look at them rotate. Yeah, it takes me back. But yeah, I had a pretty mobile army back on the tabletop days. It was never cheese. You know, if people aren't aware, the way that Games Workshop makes their games, at least traditionally, they were never actually super balanced for tournament play in an Inception level. So a lot of tournaments would have like their own regulating system built in, where there were certain... They essentially... It wasn't a new list, but they had allocated values to certain things to help balance it. Otherwise, you could just take a cheese list of overpowered stuff. Games Workshop didn't really care that much about the rule set specifically. So yeah, you'd have your point values, but you'd also have like essentially a cheese component to your list as well, and trying to prevent it from being cheesy. And when I say cheesy, I'm meaning like, you know, just unfairly overpowered. Wait, so they can't shoot? Yeah, they can, but they can't shoot from long range. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, my Flyrant list was always pretty, you know, middle of the road, and I did alright in the tournaments. But man, I would come up against ones, you know those big Space Marine Titan things? I don't know what they're called because it's all a little bit past my... Again, I'm a bloody 2nd edition, 3rd edition bloke. They had these giant Titan things, and this guy just had his whole army with him, and he hid them in the corner of the map, so I actually couldn't physically hurt them with my Flyrants or anything like that, because I had to hit them in the rear armor. I still remember this to this day. And, it was just like being so socially unaware. The bloke was so chuffed with himself, and, you know, he got like zero sportsmanship from everybody. Everyone on the day hated this bloke's guts, or the weekend or whatever. And he just seemed oblivious to the fact that he took the ultimate biggest piece of shit exploitative list that you could physically take. I can't remember the specific layout, but it just wasn't fun to play him. And this dude, it wasn't that he was proud of himself so much. You know, he seemed oblivious that he was ruining the tournament. So it was really interesting. But, oh, it takes me back. Holy heck, I should get in, now that there's a new edition been announced, I'm thinking I might start playing again. Maybe I'll, make a second channel and do my Warhammer exploits, who knows. I've been that bloody far out of it. Okay, cool. Why have I got a picture of you? You're not a Hormigaunt. Okay, yeah, okay. Cool. That's fine. Now, I want you to heal until... Rest until healed, which is your normal sort of Civ controls. Alright, so the Brood Nest we want to queue up. Reclaim unit. To regain biomass. Oh. It's an interesting thought. No, let's get some Hormagaunts going, because we've already got Termagaunts. Yeah, cool. So we queue that up. And we're out of space to build, so we have to claim a new tile. How are we going? Everything's pretty good. But I want more building space, so I want one that's got 3 on it. That probably looks like the sexiest one of the lot. Let's take that one. Choose research. Gargoyles. Let's get as much crap that I can. Cool. In turn. Stay away from my... What are they? They're like little squigs. It's like a squig farm. Oh, I don't know. Like Jurassic Park things. Alright. You all just heal in position. So everyone's going to play this game differently. I cycle my units back to base and try and get them to heal on the spot. Alright, cool. We've developed that square. Brood nest. Now, if I recall correctly, having multiple brood nests, see how it says 1 out of 1? It won't give me different build orders, parallel building. So like, say in StarCraft, if you build like 4 barracks, you can have all 4 of them producing a different unit in unison. Not in this. All it does is adds a timer reduction to this one. Bit disappointing, but worth being aware of. Brood nest. Generates biomass, generates research. Funnily enough, actually, because we're in the black for all of our resources, I'm actually going to build another brood nest and reduce that build timer, because I can't build any other barracks equivalent type buildings at the moment. Yeah, apparently, yeah, so there's a new edition of Warhammer coming out, for those not aware. It sort of just popped up on my radar. Can I just go... No, how do... See, I don't like it says skip unit. Oh, tab. I can press tab? Nice. Because it wasn't clear which unit I had there. We're going to sort of try and reassert ourselves over there. They're my little knifey boys now. You can see they've got little stabbies, the Hormagaunts. And then these guys have little guns. Yeah, so I was following Age of Sigmar a bit when that came out. That was the last thing I remember of Warhammer, to be honest. Did I build that brood nest already? Oh no, it's because my guy got produced. That's fine, let's make more Hormagaunts. And as much as I enjoy the regimental movement of old fantasy, I played a bit of Vampire Counts back in the day. It was unwieldy. It definitely needed a new coat of paint. Like, I'm not necessarily saying that they went the right direction, but I liked how Age of Sigmar kind of stripped everything back, and they've since built it back up. So the first impression wasn't great because it was pretty casual, but then it turned out to be quite... Like, they've made it fairly robust now from what I understand with the rule set. And that's what they've done with 8th edition, which is the current edition of Warhammer. Apparently, they stripped that right back, and 9th, which is about to come out, they're building it back up. So it's probably a really good time to get around it. 8th edition is, it sounds like to me, would be the best time to rejoin it if you'd fallen off the wagon. So kind of right now, 8th going into 9th, I would say, would be the go. Damn it, I skipped it. But I don't know who I'd play as. So my dudes don't do very much damage, but that's the nature of my dudes. What can we do here? Tyranid warriors. Turvagorn. Building that produces thropes. Okay, that's good. I could use that for sure. What is this? Building that produces heroes as well as generates biomass. Yeah, see, I need more buildings. I'm going to do this one even though it's at tier 1 tech because it'll be quicker. Because we're bottlenecked because I haven't got enough buildings producing, essentially. Well, not super bottlenecked. In fact, I'm coming around on the stacking of the barracks building. Because in a situation like this where I can't build new ones, at least reducing the cooldown sort of helps as well. Like, I know I'm doing a bit of hit and run, but at the moment it's all I can really afford to do. Oh shit. So I don't know who I'd play as in the new edition. I'm a Xeno player. Someone was asking me about it, a mate was asking me about it the other day. It's like, why do I play as Tyranids? I've played Orcs in the past. That's pretty much my main sort of thing. And apart from the fact that I dislike people that impersonate Space Marines all the time, because they sound like absolute tossers. I like the idea someone's got to play the bad guy. You know, I'm happy to take that hit for the hobby. So we can make gargoyles. Let's get them out. Yeah, you can see brood nest 2 out of 2, but not much I can do about that. Generates influence, generates research. Like, I guess we could do that to step our research up. Yeah, that probably makes sense, actually. Sort of what's stopping us at the moment, right? I don't have the new buildings. Yeah, so I'm not sure who I'd play if I started again. I'm seriously considering orcs, because the few times you'd bump into a bloke at a tournament that had come with orcs, like, they're a bit of a meme, but they definitely inject a bit of that sort of joviality into that tournament scene. I'm not one of those people that I just would paint. Like, if I play it again, I'm bloody plan to play tournaments. Not because I'm hyper competitive, but I really enjoy the scene. I enjoy building towards an event, like that sort of time pressure. It gives me a similar sensation to like the old midnight launches for a video game. Like, it's this event that nerds can get around and you can just accept that you're a friggin' neckbeard nerd and just be happy with other neckbeards as well, you know? Yeah. Well, let's kill them. Oh god. Anyway, and I'm talking about broadly about Warhammer, but I mean, this is a Warhammer game. And it's all been pretty by the numbers so far. But that's exactly how I've sort of suggested this game to people before. This is a junk food game, that's what I call them. It's one where you can just sort of grind away, talk to your mates, listen to a podcast. All of a sudden it's 3 AM. Look at these big wasp things. I remember them being a pain. Look at me gargoyles. Now you want to talk about a prick and how to construct. Putting these together back in the day, well, that was, you know, it was worth not having gargoyles in your army because they were so much of a pain in the ass. Oh, man. Okay. We could be in trouble, boys. Oh, give him a stab. Give him the stab. Do they get to stab back? No. Alright. I might make some more Hormigorns. 24, 24. Maybe some more gargoyles. Let's get some more gargoyles in play, you know? I haven't really seen what they can do yet, so... Ooh! Well, that's the end of them. Oh, okay, cool. Research completed. Nice. Are they the guys that possess ya? I don't like them at all. So they'll possess my units and run away with them. Bit of a problem. Well, here we go. Alpha Ovipository. So I feel like there's a synaptic component to this game. They seem to have a second bar there, that blue bar, the light blue bar. Estimated casualties. Is that for them or for me? Let's find out. Oh, that's definitely for them. Holy heck. Okay, yeah, cool. These things go great guns. Of reclamation. Tropes, let's go. Now, do I have special... I don't seem to have any special abilities up the top. It's all pretty simple. This actually, as far as the sort of first race goes, these guys seem pretty straightforward. So they've just possessed my guys. You bastard. I don't think it can chain it together. It can only, like, it essentially leashes one unit. What do we got here? Jump pack. Okay, cool. So that could be handy, but that's all that is, really. Instinctive behavior. So yeah, there might be a panic sort of component. I think that might be what that is. See how the little blue bars dropping down? What can you tell me about them? Flesh borers. Morale, right? Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah, more gargoyles, please. I'm enjoying them. And that's building. That's cool. End turn. Get out of here, balloon men. Now, if I do kill them, I'll get my dudes back, so that's nice. We're on the bottom edge of the map, I believe. Yeah. Uh-oh. They look quite large, don't they? Oh, so they're healing. Okay. They're holding it down alright, but the morale's gone. Override instinctive behavior. We'll see how that manifests. I can still move them, you know. So this is interesting. I seem to be losing morale every turn for my units that are away. Cool. So this is going to be a wrinkle of Tyranids, which makes sense. Tyranids have to have synaptic control on the tabletop. Yeah, I'll fly them back in. So I wonder if the hero troops, when we get to them, act as synaptic creatures. Let's build some of them. This is cool. We're churning out units at a much faster rate than most of the other races in my experience from playing this game. So, which you know, reflects as a sort of horde team, because that's what they are. Now, I'm curious what sort of tropes it has in mind for me here. Increases population limit. I think we're okay. Turvagon. Synapse. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember these dudes. I had a couple of these in the early days. So it's like a big old bloody egg sack with legs. You can use them as a synaptic point, yeah, pretty much, and they can constantly churn out termagants. They're okay, but it's one of those sort of things that it's like, in my experience back in the day, it was like baby's first strategies. So you could just have these termagant spawning monstrosities. But once you started to really get your head around the utility of the army, you abandoned that strategy pretty quickly, but it was a good place to start. Whoops, I just skipped a unit. Hormagaunts. I kind of always enjoyed that there's something... Oh, here we go. Tyranid Prime. So this must be my hero generator thing. Cool. Hormagaunts. And we've run out of slots, so we'll claim another tile. If I could get more influence, that'd be good. Let's, claim that one. I always enjoyed that, like... Tyranids don't have an ideology. They don't have politics or anything like that. Everyone hates them. Because all they do is they just bloody consume worlds and then they move along. That's their thing. They just eat and kill and go. And I kind of enjoy how blank slate that is, you know? Alright, we're getting out of there. They got mulched in record time. There's too many other units, so... But again, we'll just keep meat grinding. That's how you're usually supposed to play these blokes. Oh, geez Louise. They're getting shot. I think we'll just keep churning out Hormagaunts. They're cheap, they're straightforward. Oh, we claimed that tile, but we can't build on it. Oh, I overlooked that. Well, we'll claim this one anyway, so that's fine. Whoopsie daisies. These blokes might be done for. Oh no. Run home, children. That's all I can say. Wait, did they just get cancelled? Because I pressed execute. Yeah, I did. They interrupted each other, I think. Okay, so the execute movement is still a bit... it's a bit okay. This music's alright. Plus, I'm a ridiculous fan of Alien and Aliens, you know. Greatest movies ever sort of thing. So, of course I have a bit of a bias to Tyranids, because they're pretty much the same thing. More Hormagaunts, please. Alright, here we go. What can we build here? Brood nest, Alpha repository. Here we go, and this is where we build the Thropes. So we'll queue that up. Research. Melee weapons against infantry and monstrous creatures. Let's get Tyranid warriors going. Okay. And then, in turn. So we're just churning them out, essentially meat grinding a bit, just doing some heavy scouting. They just... Oh no, they're not dead, that's cool. They came close. I mean, if you get infested by chaos cultists, you know you're not exactly killing it. But that's just sort of part and parcel. They're sort of the weakest units. But that's until we get some of the big boys going. But yeah, you just sort of scout. Running my little ant farm, my little hive. Man. Well, like I said, new DLC's out, so if you're interested in this game but in other factions, there's more stuff for you now that's out, as we listed at the beginning. I suppose we'll get to looking at that stuff as the course of this series continues on, but it's very cool to be looking at Tyranids. They've been the part that's been missing for me from Gladius, and I'm very glad to be picking them up. Alright team, thanks again for joining me. We might just leave it there for the time being, and I will catch you on the next one.